Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at how to find the domain and range of a relation. Now let's first of all have a look at what I mean by domain and range, shall we? So the domain is the set of x values that exist for a relation. So that is, how far does a graph go from left to right, essentially. Alright, and the range means the set of y values that exist for a relation. So that is, how far does the graph go from the bottom to the top. Alright? Now, there is an easy way to find the domain and range of a given function or a given relation, and that is to use what I've invented called the ruler test. Now, the ruler test is this. For the domain, you essentially get a ruler and place it on the very left-hand side of the graph. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to look always at this side of the ruler, and you're going to move it from left to right, and you'll see that the first and last values that come up will actually form your domain for the relation. So let's have a look at it. Like I said, you always look at this side of the ruler, that is the left-hand side, and we're going to move the ruler from the left to the right. So let's have a look as we do that. You can see it's moving across, bang. As you can see here, it's just past this part of the graph. Now, this part of the graph, you can see an arrow. So an arrow, of course, means it goes on forever in this direction here. So because it exists for any value in this direction, it means that the domain is going to go from negative infinity, of course, round bracket, and we'll continue it all the way along the graph here. So it goes all the way along, keeps going along, like so, all the way up to this point here where you can see the next one, and that is it goes all the way forever in this direction. So therefore it's going to go from negative infinity to infinity. Therefore, as you can see, the domain exists for any real value of x. Alright, let's now have a look at the range. So the range, I do the same thing, but I now put the ruler horizontally. And the range, you move the ruler from the bottom of the page to the top along the y-axis, and of course the first and last values that come up form the range for this relation. So we look at the bottom of the ruler here, as you can see. So you're going to look at the bottom, we're going to move it from the bottom to the top. So as soon as you see something, here we go. The very lowest value that you can see here is -6, and it looks like it's included, doesn't it? So therefore, the range will go from a -6 with a square bracket, and we continue it all the way up. Keep going, all the way up. You always got to look at both sides as well, and as you can see here, it continues going up forever in each direction, so therefore the range is going to go from -6 to infinity with a round bracket. So now what I want you to do is press pause and attempt the following questions, that is, find the domain and range for the given relations. Alright, and of course when you're done, press play so you can check your answers out against mine. Excellent, guys. So welcome back. Now let's have a look at the domain and the range for the first one, for A. So let's put the ruler up and we're going to look to the left-hand side of it. We're going to move it across. So for the domain, you can see here that it starts off at, here we go, -7, goes all the way across to 7, and it looks like both of those are included. So therefore the domain is from -7 to 7 with square brackets. Now, for this one here, for the range, so it's going to start off down the bottom. We'll have a look. We'll work our way up. So it goes from the y value of -6 all the way up to a y value of 8. Both look like they're included, so it's from -6 to 8 with square brackets. Let's have a look at this one now. So we put our ruler on, and we move it from left to right, like you can see. So the domain, we go from left to right. You can see it starts here at -4, and it continues forever along to continues along forever. So you can see it goes from -4, the x value of -4, all the way forever along, because you can see the arrow here. So -4 to infinity. Of course, -4 is included, and infinity has a round bracket. Let's have a look at the range now, and you can see here at the bottom, I move my ruler up. The lowest y value is -6, and it continues along, going up forever, so it's from -6 included to infinity with a round bracket once again. Now, of course, as I'm sure you're aware, you don't need to continue to do it with a ruler forever. Of course, once you start to get better at it, more confident, you can just do it by looking at the graph, but this is a nice way to learn to start off with. And let's have a look at the last question. So we start off here, and we're going to go from left to right. So the domain, it goes all the way here. Okay, so it's an arrow, so it means it goes forever in that direction, up and across, and forever in this direction. So the domain is any real value, or from -infinity to infinity. And the range, let's have a look at it. Well, we start off here, we go up. So we're going to watch it go up, go up, go up. and it goes from a -2 all the way up to a maximum value of 6. And we'll put that in, we'll have a look at it. It says -2 to 6. Now, I've put a round bracket. Now, it looks like it's actually going along this -2 value here, but there's something special about that. If it looks like it's going along a straight line in line with something, what it actually means is it's getting closer and closer and closer and closer to that value, but never actually touching. So it's a bit of an illusion, because you can see here it goes forever along there, whereas this one here, it comes to it and then goes away, so therefore it actually touches. But if it looks like it's going along a straight line in that value, it actually means it never quite gets there. So therefore, because it never quite gets there, it's going to be a round bracket, so it's -2 to 6, with a square bracket because it actually does get there and then comes back down. So yeah, if it continues forever along in that along a line, it actually means it doesn't quite touch. Kind of confusing, but it's what we call an asymptote, and you'll see a bit more of that in lessons coming up. Alright, so of course, if you do get stuck with any of these, make sure you come and see me. I'm more than happy to help you out, and I'm more than happy to explain some asymptotes and things like that again to you in class. So please do come and see us, and yeah, get stuck into these questions and see how you go. Best of luck.